Hello stock traders, I hope all of you had a fantastic July 4th holiday, and in today's video I am going to give you my opinion at least on market direction and where we're going from here this next week. And I'm also going to give you two stocks that you may want to take a look at investing in, even though it's not the normal way of investing in those. I'll kind of cover that right off the bat, but it should be a great video. You will want to stay until the end. But before I get going, if you could do me a favor, please hit that most amazing and wonderful like button. Also, if you haven't done so before, please subscribe and turn on those bell notifications so you get notified when a new video comes out. I do have a Patreon group. I appreciate all the support that I get from all the patrons. It lets me do what I do, and it is very awesome to be able to report and all the different things that I see as far as insider activity goes. There's also lots of other great traders within that group, so if you are looking to not go it alone and you are looking for a group of individuals that are really trying to make money on the market, that is a great place to be. Now, I am not a financial advisor. Of course, you need to do your own due diligence. Everything I speak about in these videos and in my Discord and Patreon are just my opinion. Well, last week, my callouts were so-so. Did not have the greatest week. 4 out of 9 were winners. 44.44% average win rate and an average loss per pick of 1.57%. So this whipsaw of a market has really been whipsawing me around. I don't know if it's been affecting you that way. There is so much volatility back and forth. So let's get taking a look at the S&P 500, the SPY ETF, and start talking about these few things, and I'll show you kind of what I am seeing and see if you agree with me. If not, I totally understand. But anyway, we'll get into it. We'll take a look. All right, so here is my gaps that I have marked out. You see all these yellow lines. All of these are open gaps that have happened from before. And gaps tend to fill. They don't have to fill exactly when. This is a kind of a midpoint here. This one actually I can get rid of. Bam, let's get rid of that because it is not a gap anymore, but there is a gap here that kind of starts here and goes down to here. So gaps are very popular to be in ranges. So you can see where this gap starts and where it ends. And so we have this gap up that kind of comes up here. It starts to fill at 395 and goes up to 397, 398. And it could come as high as maybe 401, filling that gap. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. You can see we got rejected from where this gap started just a few days ago. And this has been a very back and forth week, and where we saw Monday a little bit of a pullback later in the afternoon, then a big pullback, and then another little pullback, and then we went bullish the last 2 days and finished in the green. But here is one thing you'll want to notice, and here is a reason why I'm a little bit bearish on the market right now, because on Friday we kind of came up to this 13 EMA, and we did not pass beyond it, and so that was kind of interesting. I can see us bouncing down from here. In the past, when we come up to this line, the market has not done well when it's come up to here. So the S&P 500, I'm expecting now, of course the market doesn't care what I think, but I'm expecting a pullback now on Monday or on Tuesday actually, because of the weekend. So expecting a pullback here. And so this could be a big pullback as we get back down here. I can see us start to fill this gap down below here at 370.81 and maybe come down here to 365, or possibly even see some people panic and the trend continues. We have a very strong bear trend, and where it continues, and we could come all the way back down to 354, which is an open gap from a long time ago. But I can see that filling. I can see us coming down here and filling this. Really not very positive on the market. There's really nothing to be that excited about in the market. You know, this has been tough. But every time we've kind of come up to this line, to this 13 EMA right here, we have gotten rejected. So you can see rejection here. You can see coming up to rejection here. So multiple times kind of coming up here, rejection here. So all this year, it has been something that's been tough to get past. We've had a few instances where we've gotten past, you know, we have this little doodad right here, and then it came up to this 48 EMA, and then what happened? bam, down lower. So I could see this coming back down lower. We could come up and hit this and then fly lower. Not a lot to be positive unless something in the news changes, which of course I hope happens. I am a bull. I love bull markets. I make more money in bull markets. So I do not like to report where I think the market is going to go down, but I do think the market is going to go down from here. Some different stocks you might consider if you don't like shorting stocks. If you're not big into options, which I am not a fan of options, I have not done well with them. For me, they just don't do well. They just don't fit my strategy. I'm a stock guy and I've done really well. When the market's going up, I like insider activity. I like to buy stocks that have had insider activity and move upwards when the market is going down. I like these particular ETFs. The first one is SQQQ. SQQQ. This shorts the QQQ ETF and it is a leveraged ETF. So it gives me some buying power because typically these big ETFs don't move very much. And so I like it when I feel confident that the market's going to go lower. I like to go into something like that, or SPXS is another one, or TZA. Those are my three favorites. So those are ones that I'll kind of look for. And sometimes, and I don't do this too often, but sometimes I look for stocks that have had big insider selling when I think the market is going to go down. It paired with insider selling from multiple officers makes me to where I like to short stocks. Now, typically I don't like shorting stocks because you have to pay typically interest to the broker as you borrow shares, but I will do it from time to time. And there's two stocks that are kind of on my list that I kind of want to talk about today. Okay, so the first one is Google. Yeah, so Google had two different officers that sold quite a bit, reported in Friday after hours, and both these sales were not pretty. The first one was a senior vice president, sold $2.4 million worth, and then the chief accounting officer also sold shares at the same time. That is not good. So this is one that I'm kind of looking at. Google has been definitely in a downtrend. It continues to be in a downtrend with that insider selling. If the market comes back down on Tuesday and we get a pullback, you could make some money by shorting Google, in my opinion. Now, that's just my opinion. You could also do options. You could do put options on this and possibly make money. But a market move paired with insider selling sometimes can be very powerful. And I know this isn't my normal way of talking here, but I'm not liking the way the market looks going into next week. I am expecting a pullback and for the market to really, really pull back and head lower. Now, I might be biased on that. I have my reasons for that. But anyway, it's where I think the market could be going. And then the other stock that I want to kind of point out and talk about, this is a PANW, and so this is PANW. This is Palo Alto Networks, and the chief technology officer of a networking company sold $6 million worth in open market. It appeared to not be a great sale. I did not like it. Also, the other thing we kind of noticed here is we have a gap down right here. So we have this range down here from 463 all the way down to 437. In this range, I could see this stock pulling back to those levels. And so kind of looking at this range, this is this open gap that's here. And it'll be interesting to see what happens to this on Tuesday morning. But the insider selling appeared to be very bearish for the stock. And so I don't like it based upon that reason. So, taking a short position here at 508 with a target price of somewhere maybe around 450 might be a profitable trade and a decent setup, especially with insider selling and this open gap to the downside with a possible market pullback that we might see this next week. Well, here's hoping to more bullish times where I can talk about insider buying. We just have not seen that. We had a great last 2 days of the week, definitely, but I do not expect continuation from that. The market has become overbought in the very, very short term, and so expecting a pullback from there. But I wish all of you the best. Please be careful and please understand these are just my opinions, and you must formulate your own opinions, developing your own strategies, and defining a strategy that works for you. All of us don't trade the same, and we all have those things that work for us. Anyway, wishing you all the best. Please reach out to me in the comment section down below if you have any questions. I would love to hear from you, and Raythoven out.